Beth and her family live in the city of Liverpool, UK, and recently they've been at the centre of something out of a nightmare. It all began when Beth noticed her 3-year-old daughter Poppy waving to someone at the top of their dark staircase. There shouldn't have been anyone up there at the time, so Beth asks her daughter who she was talking to. Little did she know, this would be the start of a creepy chain of events that left her convinced her home was haunted by a ghost.
Can you tell Mummy who you were waving to?
No,
Why?
because I don't know who it is.
Okay, well, what did they look like?
No, a girl.
It was a girl.
Yeah.
And what did they look like?
It looks like me. No.
Is she mean?
Yeah.
When you wave at her and blow her a kiss, does she wave back and blow kisses back?
No.
No.
What does she do when you blow a kiss?
Do?
She just bites me.
Poppy explains that she doesn't know who it is when Beth asks what the person looks like. Poppy said it's a girl who looks like her. Beth asked if the girl was her friend, but Poppy's response is chilling. She says the girl is mean. Then someone off camera asks what happens when you wave to her. Poppy answers, she bites me. A few days later, Beth is sitting on the same staircase, recording another video about the strange things happening in her house. Then something unexpected happens.
This was a cut on my nose from a few days ago that had healed, and it suddenly opened up and started bleeding the second that I started doing this video. You think I'd set this up? This is exactly like the nosebleed online situation.
A small cut on Beth's nose, which has healed days earlier, suddenly reopens and starts leaking. What's most unsettling is the leaking starts the exact moment she begins talking about the activity on the stairs.
Sorry guys, I pretty much managed to make it stop. It was basically a little cut from a few days ago that I've not touched for ages, and it was just like an obvious red dot. Suddenly as I sit on the stairs and talk about the activity that's been in the house, it opens up and just starts pouring.
Not long after, Beth begins looking into the history of the house, trying to find out if anyone has passed away there. After posting on social media, the videos got a lot of attention, and a paranormal investigation team decided to visit the house.
Get a bit closer.
Is this yours? Play with me.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we're picking up energy. If it goes to the front of Slimer.
Ceremony. Close.
You're close. This will happen.
Early in the investigation, one of the paranormal team members places a motion-sensitive toy on the floor. If something invisible moves near it, the toy should react. As soon as he sets it down, their spirit box activates. A voice comes through, asking,
Is this yours? Play with me.
The investigators then decide to take photos of the staircase, where Poppy claims to see the girl. That's when they hear a loud bang from upstairs. One of them goes to check and discovers something strange.
Right, I'm going to take one.
Stand at the top of the stairs, we'll take your photograph. Was there a knock up there?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, I'm going to come up.
Brian.
Right, whoa. Absolutely whoa.
What's happened?
Slimer's moved.
The toy has moved, even though no one touched it. The team continues, this time attempting direct communication through the spirit box. A voice breaks through, saying, the young one saw me. Later, they capture something on camera in the upstairs bathroom, what looks like a full-sized figure standing in the doorway.
Why are you...
Something Poppy was that?
No, I know exactly what that just said. You know,
Stop it.
Stop it.
Guys, send that screen recording to us right now to Adam Oakley _
Poppy said.
I think it said, the young one saw me. That's what I think that just said.
Could we see you again? In the bathroom? Oh, thank you.
Since the investigation, Beth had her home cleansed and blessed to hopefully get rid of the ghost. Now, Beth says things have changed. She believes whatever was tormenting her family has finally moved on. And if you thought that was spooky, just wait until you see this next one. Louis, from Brazil, claims he caught a ghost on camera. Back in 2000, Louis and his family moved into a new house, but almost immediately, they started experiencing what they believe is paranormal activity. They kept hearing strange sounds at night and would often see objects moving on their own. 9 months after moving in, Louis' son decided to take a photo using Louis' phone. It should have been a simple picture of his younger sister, who was just a baby at the time. But what appeared in that photo turned into something much darker.
Mistério, fenômeno, o que teria acontecido?
Em Marília, uma família tirou uma foto com o celular e a imagem que ficou registrada pelo aparelho até agora gera discussão.
Seu Luiz agora passa a maior parte do tempo sozinho em casa. A mulher e os filhos não querem mais ficar ali. Eles estão assustados desde que Lucas, de 8 anos, tirou 2 fotos da irmã mais nova utilizando um celular. Uma figura que parece ser de uma mulher negra pode ser vista nas imagens. O problema é que seu Luiz conta que não havia mais ninguém em casa naquele momento.
Nesse cômodo aqui foi tirada a foto e saiu essa pessoa do lado sem ter ninguém, né? Só tava só os 3, tava o Lucas e a Mariana e minha esposa segurando ela para ele tirar a foto. E sair essa criança, né? Essa foto dessa pessoa do lado da minha esposa, né? Então ficou meio assustada a gente, né?
A família mora na casa de 2 cômodos há 9 meses. Ele lembra que desde o começo convive com coisas esquisitas.
Eu não acreditava muito nessas coisas, né? Assim, de ver vulto, essas... E depois que a criança dessa forma e depois vai tirar uma foto, sai uma foto que a pessoa nunca viu na vida, então ficou uma coisa meio complicada.
Right beside Louis' daughter, there's something that shouldn't be there. Something dark can be seen hovering next to the girl.
Para afastar a possibilidade de montagem, pedimos para este especialista em fotografia analisar a imagem. Ele relata uma série de possibilidades para explicar o fenômeno, mas se impressiona com o que vê.
Pode ser, por exemplo, algum defeito do celular, algum defeito da câmera, pode estar colocando uma imagem sobreposta a outra. Isso é algo que pode ter acontecido também, né? Esses aparelhos mais novos às vezes apresentam com defeito, acontece, né? Mas é assim, eu digo que é uma imagem impressionante que a gente vê a pessoa nítida aqui, impressiona, mas até ser analisado certinho, eu não posso dar uma resposta precisa para você.
And Louis claims, when you look closely, it looks like a face. But the creepiest thing is, Louis doesn't know who the face belongs to, and when he showed it to his family, nobody else recognized the face either. Louis is convinced it's a ghost, perhaps the same entity that's been haunting his family's home for the past 9 months. The photo quickly caught the attention of paranormal enthusiasts and was even featured on local news channels in Brazil. People analysed it, debated it, and tried to explain it, but to this day, the mystery remains unsolved. Just like in previous entries, sometimes children are more sensitive to paranormal energy than adults. So, ghosts and spirits often gather around them. Sammy, a mother from South America, believes this is exactly what happened to her twin sons. One day, she is recording her sons playing, and that's when something happens that sends a chill down her spine.
¿Qué pasó?
As the boys run into another room, laughing and shouting, something else can be heard. It sounds like a voice saying, Sammy didn't really notice it at the time. She was too focused on recording her sons. However, when she watched the video later that night, she heard the voice clearly. Freaked out, she uploaded the video to her social media and it immediately went viral. Sammy's followers speculated that the voice could have belonged to a ghost, and some believe that it might have been the voice of a relative who passed away, telling the boys to be quiet from beyond the grave. A few days later, Sammy uploaded a follow-up.
Yo no escuché esa voz hasta que yo vi el video porque me lo dicen y ya escucho. No se parece a la voz de mi hijo, por eso subí el video, porque no se parece. O sea, yo conozco a mis hijos, no se le parece. Para mí se escucha una voz de mujer. Y otra cosa es que pues ellos no hablan todavía, tienen 2 años, o sea, no hablan así tan corrido como se escucha en el video. No pronuncian bien las palabras aún, y en el video se aprecia donde dicen nona, nona, nona.
To this day, Sammy has no way to logically explain what she captured on camera. Many of her viewers commented that the boys seemed to be saying, which is sometimes used as an affectionate name for a grandmother in Spanish. But what do you think? Did the voice belong to their grandmother who passed away? Let me know. A man named Joel had been documenting terrifying paranormal activity in his home. It starts one night when Joel hears something crash in his kitchen, like something heavy falling to the floor. He immediately goes to investigate.
Se sigue escuchando, la verdad ya no soporto estar aquí. No lo aguanto. ¿Qué será? No hay nada, raza. Esto ya se está saliendo de control, raza. Yo no puedo estar aquí, raza.
When Joel checks the kitchen, there's nothing there. No one. No explanation for the noise. Unnerved, he goes back to his bedroom and tries to sleep, but the noises return.
Raza, son las 3 de la mañana. Se siguen escuchando muchos ruidos allá afuera. Quieren abrir la puerta, raza. ¿Qué está pasando? Ay, Dios mío. Ay, Dios mío, líbrame del mal. Desde que compré ese espejo, raza. Ay.
But the paranormal activity doesn't stop there. The next day, it happens again. Joel decides to keep recording, hoping to capture evidence of whatever is tormenting him.
Gente, esto ya se salió de control, gente. Ya no puedo más aquí, gente. Ayuda. ¿Qué quieres? Déjenme en paz. ¿Qué quieres? ¿Quién eres? ¿Quién eres? ¿Qué quieres?
Joel is in the bathroom when he hears knocking on the door. Then, what sounds like a low, growling sound echoes through the space. It doesn't sound human. Terrified, Joel rushes out of the bathroom, searching for the source. But once again, there's no one there. On the 4th day, the haunting escalates.
Están tocando la puerta del baño. Desde que compré este espejo están pasando todas las cosas. Mamá.
Joel hears knocking coming from inside the bathroom, as if someone or something is trapped inside. Later that night, as Joel is trying to calm himself down after everything that's happened, something appears that makes his blood run cold.
Es la 1 de la mañana, acaban de prender la luz de la sala. Desde que compré ese espejo están pasando todas las cosas raras. A la madre. ¿Qué fue eso? Eso se está saliendo de control ya.
A dark head suddenly appears in his bedroom doorway, peering at him from the darkness. Joel immediately jumps up and runs towards it, but the figure vanishes instantly, disappearing without a trace. Joel has no explanation for what's been happening in his home, but the footage he's captured suggests something truly paranormal is at work, and whatever it is, it's not leaving him alone. A man decides to investigate a local legend in Ohio. The legend centers around a hidden tunnel deep in the woods, known locally as Crybaby Tunnel. According to the story, many years ago, a devastating flood swept through the area. A group of children who were playing near the tunnel were caught in the rising water and, tragically, they passed away. Ever since, locals claim the tunnel is haunted by the spirits of those children. The man knows the legend but doesn't believe in ghosts. So, late at night, he enters the tunnel to see if there's any truth to the legend.
This place is spooky. Is anybody out there? Hello? Right. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Bro. Hell no. I know you guys heard that.
It sounds like a baby crying. The man freezes, then he turns and runs through the darkness toward the exit. And this next clip is even more mysterious. Many people believe that in the final moments before we pass away, we're not alone. Something comes to guide us to the afterlife, something most of us can't see. But a family believes they captured evidence of this happening on camera. Their loved one was in hospital. She was close to the end, so they placed a camera above her bed to keep an eye on her when no one was in the room. They never expected to see this.
What is that? It's like something touching her.
What seems to be a bright, glowing arm extends toward the patient, as if reaching out to her, but there's no one standing close enough to her bed to account for it. The family claims that the room was otherwise empty when the footage was captured. Shortly after this was recorded, the woman passed away. The family is left grappling with what they witnessed. Was this death itself arriving to claim her, or was it something more benevolent, perhaps an angel sent to ease her transition from this life to the next? A man named Kasif Kuresi recently shared security camera footage from the apartment where his brother lives. Kasif's brother explains that many residents in his building think it's haunted by the ghosts of people who passed away there. Kasif's brother, however, is a skeptic and claims he has never seen or heard anything that would suggest the building is haunted until the security camera recorded something that he couldn't explain. At first, viewers thought this was the camera glitch, but a boy in the courtyard seems to notice the figures and runs off as if he got scared by them, and his reaction is a bit hard to dismiss. What's your verdict? Are these ghosts? Drop a comment and let me know. Two friends in Indonesia were hanging out late one Saturday night around midnight. They were playing games near a small prayer hall when suddenly a strong wind swept through the area. It only lasted a few moments, Then everything went still again. Immediately after, they noticed a strange sense that they were being watched. They thought they could see something moving on the other side of the room, but it was quite hard to make out. So one of them decided to take a photo. When he looked at the photo he'd just taken, his heart stopped. Something appeared in the image that wasn't visible to the naked eye. It looks like the figure of a woman dressed in white, standing in the doorway of the bathroom. But there's something deeply wrong about her appearance. She has no visible legs, as if she's floating above the ground. The moment they saw the photo, both friends panicked. They immediately left, too frightened to stay another second. Both of them are now convinced they caught a kuntilanak on camera, a female ghost from Indonesian mythology known for haunting isolated places. MIFCO is a man living in Mexico. One night, he logs into a live video chat platform, one of those apps where strangers connect randomly to talk. Not long after searching for someone to chat to, he matches with another person, and they begin talking. The other man is interested in computers, so MIFCO shows him his setup. But as the two of them talk, things take a creepy turn.
Todo muy bien. ¿Y usted qué tal?
Todo bien, aquí andamos.
¿Qué hace por aquí? Charlando.
Pues nada, un ratito de distracción.
Está muy bien. Está muy bien. Es más, yo frecuento mucho por aquí luego de mi trabajo. Ya tengo, imagínese, mire, tengo todo apagado ya. Me gusta igualmente charlar con la gente. ¿De dónde es?
De México.
Wow. ¿De qué parte de México?
Ciudad de México. Ahora sí que el mero centro, la mera Ciudad de México.
Ajá.
Distrito Federal.
Ajá. Y esa es, calculo que debe ser su casa.
Sí, bueno, ahorita nos cambiamos aquí. Ahora sí que estamos viviendo con mis papás, pero me cambié igual, nos cambiamos a otra casita. Pues ya sabes, a veces con la renta y todo, pues no se puede. Pero me cambié aquí, nos cambiamos ya. Andamos aquí renovando.
Está muy bien. Está muy bien. Pues es complicado pagar debe ser complicado pagar el alquiler, calculo, ¿no?
Sí, en el mero centro de México está canijo,
Me imagino que sí. Y ellos ahora en este preciso momento presencian en tu casa, por lo que veo.
No, ellos salieron. Ahorita mi papá está trabajando y mi mamá está con una de sus sobrinas. Ahorita estoy solo, por eso dije, me voy a distraer un ratito aquí solo.
¿Y usted por casualidad tiene algún problema eléctrico o algo por el estilo?
No.
¿Cómo que no?
No,
sí.
bueno, que yo sepa, no. No, todo. No.
Pero no acaba de fijarse que no sé qué hay detrás de la puerta, pero detrás de la puerta se acaba de prender una luz. Y eso no es normal.
No, pero estoy solo, pero...
La puerta se abrió. Se entreabrió. Y no solamente que se entreabrió, sino que, bueno, tampoco para tanto. Me dijo que estaba solo.
No es chistoso, Realmente no es chistoso. Puede ser un ladrón.
Yo entiendo, obvio que puede ser un ladrón.
Behind the stranger MIFCO is chatting to, the door can be seen moving on its own. MIFCO immediately notices, but doesn't say anything at first. It's only after the light turns on that he starts to get creeped out. He asks the stranger if there's anyone else home, and the stranger says no, he's supposedly alone. The stranger gets up to check, but he can't see anything out of the ordinary until, when he sits down, a dark figure appears in another doorway. When the stranger sees it, the video suddenly cuts out, leaving MIFCO with no idea what just happened. His head spins. Could it have been a break-in? Or maybe something paranormal? Let me know what you think happened in the comments. Places with very deep history are often associated with ghosts and other kinds of paranormal entities. Reddit user Wordless Chorus 123 believes their aunt's rural home is one of these places. According to the OP, the house is near Mount Vernon in Georgia, United States. It's an area steeped in Civil War history and indigenous history before that. One evening, the OP's aunt took a picture of the sunset outside her house. She was alone, or so she thought. When she showed the photo to the OP, someone or something else appeared to have been there. Standing on the porch, partially obscured by shadows, is what appears to be a figure. It looks like a man dressed in dark clothing, positioned just inside the shadows, and once you see it, it's impossible to unsee. What makes this image so disturbing is that the aunt insists she was completely alone when this photo was taken. The porch was brand new. There was nothing stored there, no furniture, no objects that could cast such a shape. To prove this, the family posted a comparison photo showing the same porch on a different day. The porch is completely empty, confirming there was nothing there that could explain this figure. Intrigued, the family began researching the history of the land. They discovered that it was part of Creek Nation territory before settlers arrived in the late 1770s. They even found out that the house is surrounded by unmarked burial grounds. The OP says their aunt never experienced anything creepy in or around the house, but other members of the family report feeling like something was off, especially out in the front yard and on the porch. That leaves the OP wondering, could their aunt's home be haunted? If you thought these were good, check out the videos on your screen now for even more creepy content.